Hi guys, welcome back to the Penny Dreadful League, I guess. It might be a small series starting from now on. So like as yesterday, I promised to have a bit of content today. Firstly, I'll have a deck tech as well as a league run. The league run will take a bit long, so I might have to break that down into a separate video as well. But we'll see how that goes. Anyways, firstly, I'll need to finish a league game. I have an ongoing league run right now, 4-0. I left one game. Hopefully I can make it into a 5-0 perfect score. And once I finish with that, I'll jump right into the deck tech. Alright guys, so here is the deck tech. So this is the deck I'm playing in Penny Dreadful. I might have mentioned it yesterday, it's red deck wins. So here's the deck. And of course, each of these cards costs less than 0.02 ticks for them to be eligible in the format. So let's start off the land base. I have 24 lands to start off, basically all the same color because we're a monocolored deck, of course. And I have 20 mountains and 4 Dwarven Mine, which is a common from Throne of Eldraine. It enters the battlefield tap unless you control three or more other mountains on the battlefield already. And when it enters the battlefield untapped, I can create a 1/1 red dwarf creature token. Is a mountain as well. Well, this card there isn't much to say about it. It enables a token to use as sacrifice fodder for sacrifice effects like edict effects, or you can also use it to chump block fatties, and it works towards the Hell Rider count, which I'll get to later. And let's go on to our 1-drop. So we have a full playset of Burst Lightning. This is the premium removal in this format for red, I guess. It's a slightly better shock that scales quite well towards the late game. You can sink your mana into it and get the last few points of damage. And next we have Jackal. So Jackal is a pretty old card. It used to be in the very old red decks before they call it red deck wins or burn. It was known as Sly. So Jackal is a 1 mana for 2/1, and wherever it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to you. So it's quite a deadly downside if your opponent wipes it or blocks it with a creature with very high power. You can be expecting to take a lot of damage from Jackal. Otherwise, it's probably one of the better options for red at 1 mana in this format, since cards like Monstrous Spear and Goblin Guide are not legal. Next we have Scorch Spitter. This is a newcomer, fairly recent from Core 20, and it's a 1 mana for 1/1, and whenever it attacks, it deals 1 damage to the player or planeswalker it's attacking. So like Jackal, it doesn't have 2 power, but it's guaranteed to do 2 damage most of the time early game. Let's move on to our 2-drops. So we have 4 copies of Incinerate. So Incinerate, it's fairly okay, nothing to write home about. It's 2 mana, I can do 3 to any target, and it also deals with regeneration quite nicely, which might be relevant sometimes. The next we have Ire Shaman from Dragons of Tarkir. It's also in A25 as uncommon, but this one's the Dragon of Tarkir one. So it has it's 2 mana for 2/1 with Menace, so right off the bat it's not bad to play as a 2-drop, it's alright. But you can also morph it and Mega Morph it, turn it face up just for a single red, and it becomes a 3/2 with Menace. When it's turned face up, you can exile a top card of your library. Until end of turn, you may play the card that you exile. So this card is more of like, it's a good beater. Menace, some decks play very little creatures like the tempo decks and control decks, so they'll take a few hits from this early game. And it also acts like a Abbot of Carol Keep, which is also not legal in this format. And now to round off the 2-drops, we have Orcish Hellraiser, also fairly recent from Modern Horizons. It's a 2 mana for 3/2 with Echo Red, and if it dies, it deals 2 damage to target player or planeswalker. This is quite a good 2-drop in my opinion, because if you can use it as a beat stick, 2 mana for 3/2 isn't that bad, especially when you're going first. And it also works well with cards like NX, which I'll get on soon. And when it dies, the 2 damage is also quite relevant to push for the last bits of damage, and your opponent's board wipes aren't as good as it is because they'll still be taking damage from the Hellraiser after it has left the battlefield. And next we have NX, probably my favorite card in the whole deck at 3 CMC, the only 3 CMC card we have in our deck. It's red and generic. Its power is equal to the devotion equal to red, so he comes in as a 2/3 on his own without any other creatures. So whether he himself or another creature I control dies, I can create a 1/1 red Satyr token that can't block. However, if that creature had power 4 or greater, I can create 2 of the tokens instead. I think this deck, NX, is one of the most important cards because it's actually a very good threat to play on turn 3. And 3 toughness is actually quite good. He dodges some removal in the format like Burst Lightning, as I mentioned earlier, Farika's Cure, and other stuff. So he actually dodges those type of removal, and even after board wipes, he ensures that you have a small batch of tokens to actually attack your opponent with. So NX is very powerful in this deck. Probably my favorite card to play. Next we have Hell Rider from Dark Ascension. It's a fairly old card. It's 4 mana, red 2 generic, 3/3 haste. However, whenever a creature you control attacks, Hell Rider deals 1 damage to the player or Planeswalker it's attacking. So Hell Rider is pretty sick, I guess. You can see the deck floods with creatures early game. You have a lot of 1-drops, 8 1-drops, and you have about 8 2-drops and NX as well, which makes tokens. So Hell Rider is right up this alley for this type of deck. So because it can capitalize on a lot of creatures to push out a lot of damage. And Hell Rider, most of the time, if you play on curve, it's probably game over for your opponent because it can do upwards of like 6 damage when it enters play and attacks with your other creatures just from the ability alone. It's pretty good. And last but not least, rounding out our deck's curve at 5 CMC, it's Arcslogger. So Arcslogger is also another fairly old card from Mirrodin. It's a 5 mana, 3 generic, 2 red for 4/5, and you can exile the top 10 cards of a library for red while it deals 2 damage to any target. Now, it's not, I would say it's one of the lower quality cards in this deck, as the ability it's not exactly fantastic. You have to exile top 10 cards to just shoot for measly 2 damage. It could have been more, but this is basically for the control or mid-range matchups where you like your game is grind out very long and you need a way to push out the last point of damage. So Arcslogger is just good at that, and it blocks well as well. 4/5 it's not bad, it's quite a reasonable body. And let's move on to our sideboard here, which I'll expand. So starting our sideboards, we have 2 copies of Combust. So Combust is here basically for any of our matchups which has very tanky white or blue creatures. Or it also can come in against tempo games where nowadays they have Brynhorn Cutthroat or Crackling Drake. You can deal with that without worrying about being countered. So Combust, it's fairly straightforward and simple to use. Good card. Next up we have a Pyroclasm. So Pyroclasm is against a couple of decks, although it might be a bit weird why I'm running it in a deck with many creatures, and especially most of them have like 2 or less toughness. Well, Pyroclasm exists because there are a lot of token decks that exist in the format. Most likely we'll be facing decks that use Improbable Alliance or some sort of Golgari Germination deck. So Pyroclasm is there to deal with those pesky decks which swarm us and we can't answer them. Next up we have Scorching Dragonfire. This is slightly worse Incinerate, or depends on how you look at it. It deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker, so it can't shoot players. But if that creature or planeswalker will die, you exile it instead. So this is fairly important because in the format there exist some cards that can return from the graveyard to hand or battlefield, such as Deathless Knight, Cauldron's Familiar, as well as a few other candidates as well. So Scorching Dragonfire actually takes care of them rather cleanly without having to worry too much. Next up we have Brazen Scourge. So this card is just fairly vanilla but in a good way. So there's not much to comment about this card other than you can put it in the more control matchups where you don't have to wait a turn to attack. You can just attack straight away, apply pressure straight away on your opponent, and it also fills up the 3-drop slot more. Other than NX, you can have another 3-drop that you can draw into, so it's not too bad. It's just there just because it's generally very good against the slower decks. Last but not least, we have a playset of Opportunistic Dragon. So this is more of a weird card or meta choice at the moment. It's a 4 mana, red 2 generic for 4/3 flying, and when it enters the battlefield, I can choose a human or artifact an opponent controls. For as long as Opportunistic Dragon remains on the battlefield, I have control of the permanent, it loses all abilities and it can't attack or block. So right now in the meta game, 2 of the very good decks are Gate and Jan Food. So they both use artifacts. Gates has Gates Colossus and Jan Food has Witch's Oven, which you need to answer. It also coincidentally answers a few humans and other artifacts as well if needed, and it's two red, so it adds towards an access devotion, and it's one of our only evasive creatures in this 75. So there's that deck, it's fairly straightforward to use, I guess. It is, I'll say it even matchups across the field other than meeting cat food. Cat food can be a bit difficult the first game, but post board we do stand a chance because of the answers we bring in. And this deck, usually you either swarm your opponent with creatures and they can't answer in time, or you just have the right amount of burn to finish them off. So that's the deck tech. I'll see you in the game soon. Okay, welcome. First round has started of the league, and I'd like to play first. This hand doesn't seem very keepable. It's 2 NX. It's an Axlogger, but I'll try since we want to play. I really preferred this Dwarven Mine to be a mountain. Pass. Let's see what opponent is on. I've not played against this opponent yet. Swift Water Cliffs from our opponent. No, that's annoying. Sultan again. Land. Oh, that's great. I am going to play an Ire Shaman. Should pair up with wrong NX next turn very nicely. So opponent is clearly on some blue-red deck. Oh, never mind, I spoke too soon. It's on a Grixis colored deck. Bloodfell Caves. And draw. Scorch Spitter, that is fine. Ladies NX. Since he doesn't have the mana, swing with Ire Shaman. It's a bit annoying, the 2 gain life lands. Certainly not something you want to see too often playing red. And another one. So clearly he's on some Grixis deck. I'm not too sure what it is. Draw. Oh, another Axlogger, not fantastic. I am going to try casting the Hellraiser. I have a mana leak here or something if he's a blue deck. With that result, I'm going to play a Scorch. Okay, both resolved. Great. Just going to swing for 7 here. And our opponent has something. Wow, okay, that's actually really good. Main Vault Scorching Dragonfire means I don't get tokens from NX. Lucky for us, we have another one in hand, and hopefully they won't have another Scorching Dragonfire. Another Bloodfell Caves, wow. His mana base must just be this in life lands. Do I pay Echo here? Probably not. Shoot him for 2. Draw. Another land. Next year. If only I drew If only I knew I was drawing that land now, probably keep the Hellraiser. Tapping Dissipate, okay. That's pretty good answers from the opponent here. Seems to be playing some form of a control deck. Maybe this Axlogger could be useful later on. Could be Crackling Drake, yup. Bad news. Okay, so he's playing some form of Grixis Drake deck, clearly. Oh my, again life lands. So many. Is is bad. I don't think I can answer Drake now. Another land is good since he tapped out. Now plays Axlogger. Well, this Iron Shaman can still attack. I don't think his deck is very creature heavy. Hopefully he doesn't have any more creatures. Just the Iron Shaman, please. Bring our opponent down to 13. Yep, can't block that, buddy. Drawing Burst Lightning here will be nice as well, since you can kick it to kill Drake. It's not very efficient, but gets it out of the way. More gain lifelines. He might not have any basics actually. Interesting. I'm pretty sure he have a few. Well, let's see if he has removed our Slogger. He'll be in deep trouble. Drake is still rather small at 2 power. Right now I'm just thinking what to board in the sideboard. Compass definitely going in since it deals with Drakes too well, and that's not very good actually. Consigned to Oblivion. Oblivion is 5, so you can't make me discard both of it. Which is quite lucky actually, and no creatures from our opponent again. Okay. If he's a control deck, he could be playing Blacklands Paragon. That's also pretty good. I'll get a dwarf here from this mine. Let's test the waters, see if he allows it again, or does he have a counter magic this time? Oh, he does. Alright. Going to town with Fire Shaman again. So does he have Paragon? Paragon here is not good for us, but we can shoot it with Slogger's ability. Oh, he might have Paragon. Consign again. Alright. Returning Iron Shaman, that's fine. Well, he can't really attack since Axlogger is here. And I can morph the Iron Shaman next turn to Mega Morph it. Gets an extra card off the top. Oh, he's gonna consign. I mean, not Oblivion. That's not good. Severe the Bloodline. Okay, interesting. It's a very hefty flashback cost. It's not the best play, I suppose. Is Trick gonna start going to town? No, not at all. Okay, it's my turn. Draw. Another land. Maybe I'll just play Axlogger normally. He has 6 mana, so does he want to spend the turn severing? Consign is 5, there's no reason to consign now, so I'll just play Iron Shaman. If we consign, this will be gone, so I might as well get as much value as I can. I don't think he has a lot of creatures. If he severes this, Drake loses 1 power, so that's 4. I don't mind doing that. Since I have Shaman back, we'll just pass the turn here. What else could we build in this matchup? Think of much now really. I haven't seen any humans or artifacts, so Opportunistic Dragon doesn't come in. Although it does trade with Drake. It's a 4/3 flying. What is this? Is he really gonna severe? Yeah, he is gonna severe. Alright. Resolve. And he's still not in a position to attack. And now Drake is still 5 power. Ah, exile as well. Okay, so I was wrong earlier. Its power remains the same. Drawing more Iron Shamans now would be great. I'll definitely stick this Scorch Spitter since I don't want it to get discarded. Just Shaman, please. Bring it on to 12. The bad part about this game is he might have stabilized already, and that's the case if he finds another Crackling Brick. That's because he has like, what, 6 gain life lands. That's not what this deck wants to see. And there might be a Drake coming out as we speak. That looks like Drake mana. Yep. That is just bad. Okay. Let's let this resolve. Draw a card. Now Iron Shaman can't beat in. Oh, he wants to beat Drake, okay. Oh yeah, I mean, it makes sense since he has a Drake to block. Drawing Burst Lightning now would be great, actually. Oh, another Iron Shaman. Will we counter this? Nope, no mana leak from our opponent. We only saw Dissipate. Should I just swing with the team? Yeah, why not? Always you. Bring our opponent down to 10 after the triggers. He'll probably block 1 Scorch Spitter and take 4, so he's down to 6. Maybe I should have attacked earlier. Not too sure how right it was. He wasn't showing much cards. Maybe when he severed, yeah, that was the time to attack. Maybe I should have done that earlier. But now he's presented a second Drake. He's probably gonna be a bit more defensive unless he has removal to kill Iron Shaman. If he does, the second one might be in trouble too. You'll see what this Iron Shaman brings as well to the top of our deck. Hopefully a burn spell or some sorts. It's the best draw right now, and I cannot block this Drake. I'm going on 10. Each Drake is a 4-turn clock. This is bad news. Anyway, upkeep. I would like to flip this face up, please. And you. Let's see if our opponent has a response. This is 5 damage here. This is lethal if he doesn't kill one of the shamans. Ooh, Axlog is pretty good. Jackalpop not so. 5 cards in hand though, hefty from opponent. I'll try playing the Axlog first. Haven't seen much removal other than Severe and Dissipate, Dragonfire. Consign isn't too bad. I've seen other decks using this as well. Most notably they call it Dimir Flash. Consign is pretty good. The Oblivion not so much. Anyways, how will he handle this situation? I have no idea what is this. Electrolyze. Wow, that's actually really good. Am I dead? 3, 2. Wow, I'm actually 1 damage shot. This is bad. Swing, 2. Yep, I am dead. That was a pretty close game. I think I made a mistake not attacking earlier. Anyways, what do we have? Definitely Combust is coming in. I'll want to keep the Axloggers. But Iron Shaman's pretty good still, because he doesn't have a lot of creatures as a Drake deck. I think it's only Drake, and I'm not sure if he has Paragon since he has Black. Black's Paragon is really tough to beat for this deck. And what do I take out? Maybe Jackalpop? I think maybe one Slogger, one Pup. Yeah, I think that seems correct. Other than that, I don't see any other removal that we can bot in. The Scourge isn't that great either. Or maybe it is. Let's try the Scourge. I don't really like the Pup here in this matchup. Yeah, this looks alright. Wait for our opponent. And we're gonna go first again, please. This hand is not a keep. Or is it? Do I risk this hand? It's not bad though, like some early drops, but no way to deal with Drake. Now moving on this hand. This hand's a bit better. Probably bottom. Burst lightning, yup. And our opponent has also mulliganed 6 cards. Interesting. Okay, let's get this ball going. Start off with Jackalpop. Get some damage going early on. Bad thing is we don't have any combos. Another game life land or opponent. Draw. Alright, it's not a bad draw. We need more lands though. So with Jackalpop. Okay, so if he has another tap land, that's not too bad. It means Dragonfire can only come down the next turn, and I'll be swinging for 4 this turn. Let's draw. Another Hellrider, it's not what I wanted. Here land. The trigger. Go 16. Okay, now I might be in trouble. I think drawing 2 Hellriders there was not good. Ah, that's a basic. So Grixis Drake doesn't seem too good of a matchup. Okay, I guess I can play that. Okay, that has resolved. What does he want to kill? 3 mana. Oh. Neutralize. Wow, that's really good. Yep. Yeah, Electrolyze is pretty difficult. We have a lot of most of our 1-drops are like 1 toughness. NX tokens are also 1 toughness as well. So Electrolyze is very dangerous, let's say. Something I would not like to see. And I believe this is Drake. Yup. I hit this Hellraiser though. Draw. Okay, not the best land, but a land nonetheless. So probably. Okay, at least there's a chance to kill this trick. So 1 drink gone, 3 to go. He might have other creatures as well, like if he's Drake, maybe Brynhorn Cutthroat. It's becoming a very popular card. Island for opponent, and he's looking to pass the turn with 6 cards in hand. That's pretty cool. Another land would be nice. That's great. Let's test the waters with this Hell Rider. It's probably gonna get countered. Or killed by Scorching. Okay, he has no counters. So that probably means he has removal. Yep. And I'm gonna swing with this Hellraiser. I haven't seen any cantrips on his deck also. It's only been removal and Drake. But I do believe there are some cantrips. Oh, that's one of them. Desperate Ravings. Hey, it's a card I've not seen in a while. And he discarded an island. He's looking for another Drake, perhaps. Drake is now quite fat actually. It's 3-4. Oh my god, so much life. Not good. I don't think he found the Drake though. He's passing the turn. Maybe not. From here, putting up a pretty good fight. I don't think my deck is that favored. Pyroclasm, okay. Shoot my opponent with 2. Next turn I can Hell Rider. If all goes well, it's another 4 damage. We'll see what we draw. Another land. Does this resolve? Oh, it does. And it doesn't look like it's getting killed. So that's 4. Bring our opponent down to 8. This Incinerate could close out the game here. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have too much removal. Oh my god. Man, after this game I'm gonna hate live game land so much. This is Severe or Drake? No, Severe, okay. Can't do much. 9 life. Jesus. Yeah, Severe also handles Annex so well. Okay, Combust is great. Should I just burn his face here? Keep the Combust in hand. And I'll pass the turn. Well, at least the next Drake is something to not worry about, which is great. Now I just need to draw a bit more burn spells. Hopefully his hand is like electrolyzers or something. Hey Annex, good to see you. It's probably not going to resolve. Or if it does, it's probably going to get severe. Dissipate. Yep, that is good. What is this? Chemist is inside, interesting. Yeah, it's quite strong actually. Dix counts towards Drake. Gain life land for opponent. I don't think he has Drake yet. Need something. That is alright actually. See if our opponent is concerned. He looks like he is. Yeah, I can't pay for that. Pass the turn. We might lose this game, fellas. Not good. Not a good matchup at all. Another game like that. Holy crap. And opponent hasn't found another Drake. Or whatever his win con is other than Drake. Sure, I'll just play this. He's probably going to electrolyze it. Interesting, actually our opponent actually brought in a Pyroclasm as well, which is surprisingly good when the situation is right. It's not so good now. Petrolize? Insight. What did he discard? Oh, discards Desperate Ravings, the second copy. Yep. Not too bad, the Insight and the Ravings also work well together, which also gives 0 downside to Drake. Oh my, that's one of the worst cards to see, Cerulean Drake. It's a different Drake, but it's more annoying. This is bad. Land is not what I want to draw. It's gonna pass. So I'm gonna Insight again. Ravings, okay. Discarding Forbid. This deck is pretty good, very permission based. I think the black is very minor here, it's just for severe. It's gonna swing with Drake, okay. Can't block that, so taking. Does he have Drake? Oh my god. Another one. That's bad. Land is not what I want. Yeah, we probably lost this game. He's trying to draw some outs here. Even the burn spells are not that fantastic right now, since he can sacrifice the Cerulean Drake to counter it. It's a very rough game here, folks. Yep. That could be all his copies of the Gain Life land. So it's gonna clock one Drake at a time. We were so close to the last game as well. This game doesn't feel as close as the first game. Iron Shaman's fine, I guess. It's gonna play it down as a morph. And if it resolves and he kills it, I'll need to flip up the card. Yep. So it is resolved. How can he kill it? Oh well, he has severe. How much is it flashback? 7? Yeah. Well, considering he has plenty of card draw, he can dig a better answer than Severe, since Severe is like 7 mana. Okay. Can't block that. So opponent gonna kill my Iron Shaman. Nope. Means I can try my luck. Oh no, it's not good. Yeah, well, at least we cleared the top of our deck. Let's try NX. If he does a removal, forbid. Not buying back. Okay. 3 cards in hand. Okay, hopefully this Iron Shaman survives. Probably has removal. Yep. Yep. Oh, we'll die to 2 mana 1/1s, people. Maybe here's the time I should just kept arcs longer. Maybe taking it out was a mistake. Yep, more lands. Pass the turn. I'm wondering why I'm not casting Combust. I think it's worth it to take it out. Oh, sorry, I mean it's worth it to take out a Drake. Not Cerulean Drake, of course, Crackling Drake. I need more ways to flood the board. And he's really looking for the Crackling Drake now. Yep. Discards Electrolyze, discards Island, and discards like so. 2 Electrolyze gone. I don't think he needs it at the moment. It's not in any real danger of losing with the 2 Cerulean Drakes. Yep, it's 3 of a kind. No Drake yet though. No Crackling Drake. Maybe just swing it both. Obviously he's gonna block Scotch Spitter. And yep. Yep, it's fine. Epic Downfall, wow. It's a really good card. This card's Pyroclasm, sure. Yeah, Pyroclasm is so good in his deck as well. It's very one-sided. Your Cerulean Drakes don't die, and your opponent's creatures and their board gets wiped. Actually, our opponent's running out of time here. But he can probably kill me during this time. Yep, sure. He might have drawn a Drake, which is why he's attacking with both of the Ceruleans. He's trying to kill me because he realizes there's not enough time. Alright, sure. Offers an answer, although he didn't buy back the Forbids though. Nope. Okay, Dragonfire would definitely hurt right now. This is... Yep. So he still has Electrolyte. I believe that's his last copy. Oh my god, I'm gonna die to Cerulean Drake. I've won a few times against Cerulean Drake, but this time it's pretty hard. The opponent's playing a fairly good control deck. What is this? Severe. Yep, I think that's the game. That should be it. Oh shit, I accidentally pressed F6. No! Mistake, but it's okay. Combust can't be counted. 24, holy shit. What is this? Okay. Okay, I don't think that makes a difference, but he wasted a mana leak, which was quite funny. I'm not too sure if that was intentional. Turn 19. Wow, this game 2 has been really long. Yep, I might probably die. My opponent still has plenty of time on the clock. 6 minutes. Oh, in all honesty, I think this is a fairly bad matchup. We have removal, good threats, tools to last in the late game. And the gain life lands are already, like, just count, he has already gained like what, 3, 6, 10 life, which is his life. He has, which this 10 life he's at right now could very well mean the 10 life he has gained from these 10 gain life lands. So yeah, it's pretty bad. Chemitus inside, he's probably gonna draw another Drake. It's 2 Drakes gone. A third Drake should be coming out here anytime soon. Yep. Yep. It'd be a miracle here if I draw another Combust. But then again, I think I'm probably dead. This card. This card's idle. Yep. Let me pay 1. Alright, a bit too late. I'll still cast it for fun. And we're dead. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, that was rough. So many game life lands.